video. I'm Amber and this is going to be such a fun project that we're going to do today. I'm going to do a full tutorial. I'm addicted to making these and I just hope that you will give it a try. It's so easy. You probably have everything you already need because the supplies are super simple to get your hands on, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. I have been in such a vintage inspired mood. I'm loving going back into my stash and finding all the vintage things that I have. So I'm starting out with this paper pad right here, and this is by Park Lane. You can get it at Joann's, and it's called Family Heirlooms, and I believe my mom got me this, I think last year, and it's got really pretty vintage prints in here, and it's the pattern cardstock scrapbook paper. This page right here is so pretty. It's my favorite. So anyways, there's that quick flip of the Family Heirlooms Park Lane paper pad, and I'll try to link this below. And today we are going to be using just some good old paper bags that you pack lunches in, and I got mine at Dollar Tree. I've shown lots of paper bag projects on my channel before, but I usually use the ones that you can get like at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. So those paper bags are like exact, like the measurements, they're pretty heavy duty, but I wanted this to be super easy and kind of rustic, and so I'm choosing to use the ones from Dollar Tree. You can get these at Target, Walmart, grocery stores, anywhere. So these paper bags aren't perfect. As you can see, like this front little panel is a little bit skinnier than the back one, and so the measurements I give you today are going to be the ones that I'm using. I might have to adjust them as I go along because, like I said, the paper bags are super rustic and they're not exactly all the same. So for this project, I'm using 4 of them, and I want to show you what I've been making. I can't stop making these. They're so fun. We are going to make a junk journal using these paper bags. I'm so excited. I've already made 2 of them. These ones only have 3 paper bags each in them, but we're going to be using 4 in this video. So I can't wait to show you, and this could not be easier. The spine is super easy, which is like the binding part. So let me get started in showing you the 2 that I've already made, and then we'll start the tutorial. Okay, so here's the 2 junk journals I've already made. You can call these albums, flip books, journals, whatever you want to call them. I just love this vintage theme where it doesn't have to be perfect. There's like ripped paper that I put down here and here. What I really want to do is go and ink it up with my Tim Holtz Distress ink. I'll probably do that later on. So let me show you this one first. I just simply closed this with some cream colored seam binding from MyScrapCabin. That's my favorite Etsy shop. I will link it below. She has all different colors of seam binding. And here's what the album looks like. It's so cute. In the front, there's just a pocket. This is like the front cover. And we're going to make our cover a little different on the one I do today. But I just cut these beautiful ephemera pieces from the paper collection. You could put so much stuff in here. I have a bunch of vintage Project Life cards. I think I'll stuff a bunch in there. And then I just made a little cluster down here. And so this is the first, like I said, the cover page, and up here is a pocket. So each paper bag, as you know, has this little gusset in the middle. So there's 2 little pocket sections. And so I didn't put as many as we're going to be putting in the project today, but I put a photo mat in that first little section, and that just gets tucked right back in there. So then you open it up, and here's the first layout. So over here is a beautiful section for photos or whatever. I just left it blank because that paper's so pretty. And then I just put a couple scraps in here. I made a little booklet, and this can just be made into a tag. And again, there's pockets on the top, so I just put another photo mat in there, right there. You could fit as many photo mats as you want in there. So this could hold a ton of pictures and journaling, and you can use up a ton of scrapbook paper by making these. So here's the last page, and I put some stuff in the pocket here. You could decorate these. I'm not done with these. I want to decorate them and ink them up, but I put a library card in there, which I'm going to ink up with some distress ink, I think. And then I just made a cute little envelope flip out just with the scrap. So this can be for a bunch of journaling. Okay, so I'm just going to stick those goodies back in there, and of course on the top you could fit even more stuff in there, and then that's the back cover. So this is the cute little junk journal that I made using paper bags. And I'll do a quick flip of this one. So this one has, this is like a fabric ribbon, and I got this from, you can get it at Hobby Lobby in the paper craft section. They have all different colors, but this actually came on a journal that I ordered from Etsy. It's DawnRDiaries, I believe. She has the most beautiful junk journals, and I splurged and treated myself to one, and I'm going to link her shop below because I have gotten junk journals and I love them so much. But anyway, she wrapped her journal in some pretty tissue paper with this. So I'm repurposing it. And here's the front cover of this one. I did a little more simple, just a little lace over here, and I ripped some paper with scraps, and then again some ephemera pieces from that paper collection. Up here I put a photo mat. And then again, I just tuck some goodies in there. And of course up here, here's another pretty photo mat. You could really put anything in here. And here's some goodies I cut from the collection. And then I just used a scrap of a doily and piece of paper to make another one of those little flip outs to do journaling. And then just some more ephemera. And so, again, you can fit whatever you want in these pockets. And these are so easy and addicting. And they're so fun to make. Okay, so let's get started on this tutorial. Okay, so for the one we're making today, you're going to need 4 paper bags. And you can do this in any size paper bag you have. I'm going to show you the technique to measure your paper and your spine piece and everything. So you just need 4 paper bags, and they need to be the ones that have, you know, the lunch bag style. The gusset over here and this little flap on the bottom. Okay, so for the scrapbook paper, I already cut it down, and you're going to need 4 pieces that measure 5 1/8 across by 6 3/4 up and down. Then you'll need 4 pieces that measure 5 1/8 across by 4 1/2 up and down. And then 4 pieces that measure 5 1/8 across by 3 up and down. For the inserts inside the big pockets on the top, you'll need 8 pieces that measure 5 by 7. And then for the spine piece that's going to bind all of these together, you need a piece that measures 6 by 7. And that's for a 4 paper bag page album. But keep in mind that all you really have to do is take your ruler and measure your panel this way and do 1/8 of an inch less, you know, measure it this way, measure it this way, measure the pocket, measure the back. That's all you have to do, and you're going to see how we put it together, and then you can implement your scrapbook paper into the size that you're using. First thing we're going to do is get the paper bags prepped, which takes no time at all. What we're going to do is cut a 1/2 inch off the top. I like to go this way and do it, and just go to that second line, which is 1/2 inch, and just slice 1/2 inch off the top, and that just cleans it up a little bit because the top has like that little ragged edge. So I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch, and actually you can do 2 at a time. So I'm just going to stack these up, put that in, and cut off 1/2 inch. And the last one. Okay, so now we have the 4 paper bags, and you want to go to the side of the paper bag where this little flap right here pulls up. So like not this side, but this side. And I just want to get all of these folded. So you're going to need your bone folder for this, so that way you can make the creases really even. So you're just going to take this, and by the top edge of that little flap, that's where you're going to fold it up. So you're not going to glue anything yet, but I just want to get these nice and folded and creased. So do that for all 4. Okay, so now we have all 4 of them looking super cute. And this is how we're going to assemble the album. Before I put the paper on, I just want to show you. So on these ones that I made, I put a pocket on the front cover. But I think I want to do the solid page for the front cover on this one. So what it's going to be like is, this is going to be the front cover. It'll open up and you'll have a pocket over here, and then this one will be solid again. Then you flip it, and the middle will have 2 pockets like this, and then flip it again, and the pocket will be on the inside of the back cover. So you're going to take the paper that you cut down, that first batch that I showed you, and you've got 4 of each size. So each one of these is going to get one of each size. So like this one will get the big size, then you flip it over, it'll get the medium size and the small size. So you can arrange the papers however you want depending on like what you're going to put here. So here you need to find a big one. So maybe that'll be this one. So you can arrange these however you want, and then you're just going to kind of glue them down. So I think so far this looks really good actually. And then I'm going to flip it, and I want these to be different. So I love this vintage greenish blue color with those different vintage scissors. So I'm definitely going to have this be the cover. So I'm just going to take my adhesive and glue this down. So the way I designed this is to have a little bit of that paper bag border around the scrapbook paper. So again, if you need to adjust it, make sure you do that before you add the glue. The paper bags are not all straight, and so where you might have a border over here, it may not be the same border over here. So I've got my cover on there, and I can do a lot with the cover. Like I could put some lace up here if I want, or down here or on the side, but I'll design the cover very last. So you're going to do this to all your paper bags. So you've got the big piece here, and then you've got this page with the pocket. So we are going to add glue here, so this becomes a pocket, but first we're going to put this page on. So that's this one here, and it's going to go like this. So I'm just going to adhere it on there. And this page is kind of tricky because it's so much smaller than the other page. So already I have to trim this. So you might have to do the same. Okay, so then what we do is take wet glue, and if you want to get this little flappy out of your way, just add like a strip of adhesive and glue that down. So that's solid. But then this becomes a pocket right here. So I like to take wet glue, and this is like several layers of paper, so I'm a little bit generous with the wet glue on this. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. So you just flip that up and glue that down, and then set something heavy on there and let it dry just for a second. Okay, so once that's dry, you're going to take your little piece and adhere it right there to cover the pocket. Isn't that so cute? So we have our first paper bag all covered, and it's super cute. Our little gusset is still over here. This is where we're going to be adding our binding, so if you're curious at this point. So here's our first paper bag all done. Now I just want to finish the rest of these. And so this video is not super duper long. I think I will do this off camera. Okay, so I have these all done. Now I just want to kind of go back over the order again. Order I want them. So here's the cover, and it opens up like this. And then here's the center of the book with 2 pockets. and then this one, and then here's the back cover. So that's the way I have it arranged, and I'm just going to set this aside while I work on the spine piece. So this is going to go in your scoreboard, and it measures 6 by 7. I have this in my scoreboard on the 6-inch side, so it's 6 left to right and 7 inches up and down. So we're going to go in and score this at every 1 inch. So you're going to score it at 1, at 2, at 3, at 4, and at 5. And that leaves an inch on both sides. So you've scored it now every 1 inch. Okay, so now we've got this piece that's scored every 1 inch. So you can just fold this easy like an accordion fold, just to get those creases nice and folded. And so they're all like this. You are going to flip this over, and this is the back that you're going to glue. So we have 6 panels here. You're going to add glue to every single panel except for the 2 outside panels. Now you have the glue on there. Now I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to take 2 and 3 and press them together. You're still leaving 1 alone over here, but 2 and 3 are now pressed together. So there's 2 and 3 glued together. Then you're going to press together 4 and 5. Okay, so 4 and 5 pressed together. And 6, you left it alone still, right over here. So now you have something that looks like this. A cute little 4-page thing. If you squeeze it together like this, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got the 2 that you glued together on the ends now, and the 2 that you didn't mess with are in the middle, and that's how you want it, because that gives the edge a nice folded, finished look. Use your bone folder, because now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And this is where you're going to put your paper bags. So grab your paper bags, make sure you have them the right way, and this little gusset right here is where we're going to adhere onto these flaps. So you're going to stick this flap all the way down as far as it can go into that paper bag. So I'm taking my first flap and sticking it all the way down, and that's going to be your first page. Then you're going to do the same for the second. You're going to get your second little flap here and find that opening, and then we've got the third one and the fourth one. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to glue these in. Here's our little spine piece again. Make sure you have that folded edge on the outside. So here's our first little flap. Take some wet glue, and wet glue is the best to use here because then you can have time to move it around to make it straight. And I'm just going to put some glue. I'm just going to put a light coating of glue on that side of the flap and the front side. And again, wet glue is the best. Then I'm going to get my paper bag, find that opening, again stick that all the way down, and don't go over the score line. Maybe go a little bit away from that score line and press it down. Now you have your paper bag, your first paper bag on there. And so that was your number 1 flap. Now you've got your second flap right here, and you're going to do the same thing. Add glue to both sides. So I'm going to do a light coating on this side and on the front. And again, you then slip it on just that flap all the way to the bottom. Make sure it's straight with the other paper bag. You do have a minute to make sure that your paper bags are lined up. That's what's nice about the wet glue. is you can make sure that those are lined up. Yep, they look pretty straight. And then just press it down. Turn it over. Press down that side. So it's better to use double-sided paper in my opinion. I didn't use it here, but you will see a little bit of the white on the other side. I don't mind it that much, but it does look nice if you have a pattern in there. Okay, so we've got 2 flaps to go. We're going to take our third paper bag and do the same thing. Do you see how that rounded edge looks so nice instead of like a gluey, like open edge? So I like to take my bone folder and just press everything down really good. So here is the construction of our cute paper bag junk journal. Let's do a little flip. And now it's all bound together. Isn't this so fun? Oh my gosh, so cute. So I think I'm going to decorate the front cover, and then we're going to stick in all of our fun photo mats inside all the pockets. Finished the cover, and this is how it turned out. I absolutely love it. I think it looks so vintage and rustic and shabby. I love it. So now let's take our goodies, our photo mats that we cut down, and then I just cut a bunch of the fun stuff out of the paper pad to stick in all the little pockets. So I have all this stuff that I cut down, and we can put that in the pockets. But first, here's the 8 5x7 photo mats that I cut down, and I'm going to take these and round all the corners first, and they'll fit in, I think they'll fit in those pockets easier. So I'm going to take like 3 at a time and use my 1/2 inch side of my corner chomper and round all the corners. Okay, so I cut down all the photo mats, so now we can just stick them in the pockets. So I'm just going to stand this up. There are 2 little sections per paper bag. So here's the first section right here. And then the second section is behind it. So this can house so many photo mats in it, so you can put like tons of pictures in this thing. our journal is full now of all the photo mats. They're all in those top loading pockets, and now I just get to go through and do the fun part, which is fill these pockets up. Oh my goodness, I love how our paper bag junk journal turned out. It was so easy. It was very easy to bind. There's no sewing or anything like that. Let's do a quick flip through because my camera battery is about to die. So we've got all these beautiful pages with the tuck-ins and the photo mats in the top loading pockets up there. Oh my gosh, this is just so cute and so vintage. I love it. I'm going to go through and probably ink all my edges and my little photo mats and stuff. And again, we have our photo mats all inside the top loading pockets. And I think for this one, I'm going to take some Dollar Tree lace and I'm going to do the closure with lace. So these are so easy. I hope that you give this a try. Just go to your grocery store or Dollar Tree or Walmart or Target and get some lunch bags, and you can make so many of these. Like I said, I cannot stop making these. They're so fun, and the more rustic the better. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. And there's the other two that I made with their pretty trims. I had so much fun with this project and I hope that you enjoyed it. I just want to make a bunch more of these. They're so fun. Look at your paper bags in a different way, and I hope that you'll give this a try. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.